Hey family, hey. Okay, so today is Thursday. We are in the garden. We just got some rain finally, and I wanted to come out here first. I haven't seen y'all since, I think it's been like 2-3 weeks. So we got to do the July walkthrough, and I need to see what's going on in the garden because I see stuff falling over. Come on, y'all. Please hit the like, subscribe, and share. But let's get in this garden and get some cleanup going and see what we're looking like. All right, y'all. So we got the tomato over here, which is doing good. Looks like we might have a tomato on there. It's tomato flower. Feels pretty strong. I'm trying to make sure it stays in here. So that's doing fairly well. We got the zucchini squash right over here, which this one is doing fine. I got a huge zucchini off of this, but the thing is I had to cut it and open it up. So it's 2 of them over here, but I needed to open it up because what it also is under this big old tree. So it gets a fair amount of shade. So I cut a lot of the leaves back. So not only can some of the sun get in here, but just as well as the pollinators. Right here, I have my Roma, which has been doing really, really well. Oh, I got my first blossom emerald, which is right here, which is fine. When I tell you guys, I've gotten so many tomatoes off of this Roma already. I'm so excited. I have this one over here. Now look, it is extremely hot out here, but even with the rain, that is not soaking wet. So I need to wet this. I need to come out and give this a good water. But look at the size of these tomatoes. They're gorgeous, and it's plenty on here. Look at that. So I definitely don't want to, and I need to put another stake in here really so we can stand it up straight. I just don't want to add the stake now and damage any of the roots that's in the tomato already. So I'm probably gonna see if I got another wooden stake, and if I do, I probably will stake that up. Look at that. But I am going to be very, very careful because I don't want to have to jab something in there and damage any of the roots. We have, oh, that just startled me. We got birds over here. It's bird nest up in there in this big old tree. So sometimes the birds be fighting. But anyways, we got a pepper plant here that's doing really, really well. My rosemary is doing really well. I need to go ahead and do a big chop on this and dehydrate that. This is another tomato, which is doing really, really well. Look how big these babies are. Now that's huge. I've already gotten 3 off of this. Here's another one blushing. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one. So I do take them when they're blushing, remember, because I try to snap it on that elbow right here first of all. Try to snap it on the elbow part. But see where it's blushing? That's a nice sized tomato. But I try to get it so this way, this is now off, so now more energy can go to these bigger ones just as well. All right. Apple trees just appling. I don't know. I haven't done enough research. I have apples on here. That branch broke because it's too heavy, which tells me I need to definitely do some pruning and maybe take off a lot of the weaker branches, even though I thought this one was pretty good. But there's 2 apples on here. I want to say it was more. But the crazy part is they don't look like they're dying. It is still attached a little bit right here, and I'm wondering if it's still feeding off of that. But we got quite a bit of apples, but I don't know if I'm gonna get them any larger than this. But definitely for like next year, I will cut the apples off and maybe only have maybe 1 or 2 apples on each thing. Like this one looked like something is wrong with it, but I've had these bags on it once they got pollinated, but I don't know, still learning. I have a watermelon over here. I have watermelon vines going all through here. So yeah, I know that my watermelons on the other side, which we'll get to eventually, got eaten by a gopher or something underground. Here is another watermelon trailing out. Funny part is, the watermelon in here and the squash, I did not plant those. They popped up out of the soil from, I'm going to say, because I mixed my soils. So it was a seed in them, and they popped up. So I'm going to let them grow. These are my potatoes. I don't know how I'm going to get all my potatoes and not disturb these. That's a squash, and that's a watermelon. I don't know. We'll figure it out, though. We got the zucchini, which that zucchini is ready. Now, in my greenhouse, I have another one of these, and it got really, really tall. My issue is it flopped over just like this, but it flopped over. It was way bigger. So I feel like, do I want to let it fall over and figure out its own way to support itself versus me trying to support it and damaging it when it hits a larger stage? Because, like I said, the other one in the greenhouse fell over and it broke. So I'm thinking about just leaving this and let it do its own thing and support itself. But I will come back and cut that one out because that's ready. We got my lavender, which is so good and pretty. I do harvest my lavender and I make my oils. We got strawberries, more watermelon, more potatoes. These are almost ready. These are the Minnesota Yukon Gold, and I planted this on 522, and they look about almost done. They look about almost done. I'm definitely gonna let them die all the way back. We got the muscadines looking really, really good. Look at all of the muscadines on there, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it, but oh my goodness, they're so beautiful. And they go the bird's nest right in there. Okay, so we got tomatoes over here. We got the peppers, and here we got cantaloupe. I've already eaten one of the cantaloupes out of here, and it was good. So we're gonna let them continue to do what they do. I did start cutting back a lot of the dead stuff. Look at this. I cut off a lot of it already, but I've been coming in here just chopping it off. Look at all my tomatoes. Man, when I tell y'all the little cherry tomatoes are so prolific, we've been eating cherry tomatoes like crazy, just literally popping them as a snack, and we can't keep up with it. And even with me doing like a major cutback, I'm still having, y'all see, all of these red little tomatoes. My dill going to seed, which I don't mind. More tomatoes. More tomatoes again. They're not looking its best, but they're definitely giving me a whole lot still. They're still doing their job. This tomato shaded this pepper so bad. Look how far this pepper shot up. I've never seen a pepper this tall. Look how tall this pepper is, y'all. My peppers are normally like this size and wide, maybe a little taller and just wide. That sucker shot up all the way up here. He said he won't get some sun, but as I'm cutting back a lot of this, it will start to get the sun that it needs. But it's the heat. I don't want it to burn up everything, but so far everything is surviving. We got another blushing. It sounds like it's going to be another storm in the area. It sounds like I'm taking the one that's blushing. See that? Because also when it's hot like this and your plant starts getting like badly beat up and stuff from the bugs, it brings more bugs and more disease, which then you lose more of your harvest. So I'm pulling as I see. Now this winter squash, this is the dewberry. This is the second one. I pulled the big one that was up here. It started turning orange. I'll show y'all that. But this is my second one. Remember, I was like, it's only one, and this one had started to grow. This one started finally to come, and it looks like something in there was trying to get it, but it looks like it won the fight. So we're gonna leave it, and I'm hoping to get some more because they're growing up that way. I'm gonna bring that maybe this way a little bit and try to wind it through. Bells. Look at these bell peppers. They're doing so good. Look at that. And I got this cute little apron on too. But that's why I'm putting it right, everything right now. Again, grabbing a lot of these. When I get too many bell peppers, I begin to dehydrate them and make seasonings. So I do not mind my bells. And again, with it being so hot, we want to be very, very mindful. My peppermints, I've been cutting on back on these. I got more bells and peppers over there. I planted another squash right over here, and it's doing fabulous. I think I'm going to let it stay on the ground. I'm not going to try to anchor it up like how I did the other ones. And this pepper right here, you know, it haven't given me any peppers, but it sure is beautiful. Sure is beautiful. I got my cucumber right here. They're looking sad, but they still doing. I still come through and water it. All right. Okay, so that's for the side, what we say this is side 2. So now we're going to side 1. And I'm going to show you, we're going to start from the end and then work our way back towards the greenhouse so we can get in there. Just in case if it starts to rain or anything, we can actually be covered a little bit. And this side to me just seems to be bigger, or I got more, we'll say it's more things on this side to show than on that side in that area. Okay, so here we go. Here's the cherry trees, which we know right now cherry trees ain't doing nothing but just being beautiful. When it cools down, I will be cutting back both of these because they are way too big for me. Way too big. I want them to be bushy, not tall. Here is my watermelon vine area. So I have watermelon here. We've harvested 2 watermelons already. We've thrown away 8 watermelons due to whatever's underground eating up my babies. So here, so let me tell you, you see how pretty and lush this looks? It's weird. Well, it's not weird. What happens is it'll look like this, and then the next day I come out, everything will be dead. And that's how I know something got my stuff from underground. But that's okay, because I got another watermelon there. I got another one growing right there. So it's trying to do its thing. This is the one that the whatever's underground have not touched. So I'm grateful. Now, I have watermelon growing out of a pot, so we know that one is safe. This is the area right here that the other 2 got eaten out. I threw more seeds in, and they came up. So I'm going to hope that this fills this whole area again. Because when I tell you guys, this whole area was filled with watermelons. And whatever's underneath the ground broke my little heart. We got our basil that we've been chomping on. I've been making my powders. We got pretty flowers. Look at that. That's pretty. And this is lime. One of my limes. Look at the freaking thorns on that sucker, baby. If you're not careful, these things will get you. And remember, I cut these from a mother plant that died in the winter. Oh, there's a watermelon in there, right there. Coming from this pot right here. There's a watermelon. My rose, this is my moringa. Now, y'all remember I told y'all the moringa will start to regrow through the elbows. Look at that. You see? New moringa is coming up through them little elbows. You see that? So we're going to get another flush of moringa. And when that flush comes really, really good, I'll harvest these and make my powders. Look at the roselle, y'all. Now, this roselle is not as tall as my roselle from last year, but it's still early, y'all, and this thing is still growing. But it is definitely getting big and beautiful. It is definitely getting big and beautiful. Now, funny part is, early in the season, I was already pulling a lot of the calyx off. It was already giving me calyx. But what I've learned is roselle don't like it when it's really, really hot. So I'll get another flush probably. Once it starts cooling down, I'll get another flush. There's my other roselle right here. This baby got so big, I had to pin it up in there. So, and the same thing, I don't see many calyx now, but I definitely think that once we start calming down again, whoo, we're going to need some help with harvesting. This is my avocado. It is doing, look at all of this new growth. All of this is new growth. Look at that, y'all. It is so beautiful. I don't know yet what all I need to do for avocado. I think it needs a partner. And the partner that I had ordered for it, they said that the one I wanted didn't look good for them to send it out. So they told me they couldn't send it out. They can send me something else. But I just figured I'll wait it out a little bit. I'm just looking because it's just so pretty. All the new growth coming on. Here's my other lime / lemon. And remember, this one and that one came from cuttings. And this one is getting big and beautiful just as well. So I'm thinking maybe next year I may bear fruit from this one. So I'm excited about that. And we have our lemon. I think this is my lemon. This is my... Where is it? Where is it? What is this one? It says citrus. Hey, I think this is my my lemons, my other lemons. I don't know why the tag don't say it. Normally it does. Or I could just be missing it right now. So, but yep, that's my other one. I got some bells over here. Got bells over here. Doing fine. Another lemon. All three of those came from cuttings. I have my peppers, my red peppers. Let me tell you something. These peppers, look at that one. They be doing so good. This is the smallest I've gotten. Normally they're really, really large. Alrighty. So we got the apricot tree. That is doing well. I think with all my trees, I don't have to water them as much. This is my blackberry. I think that's the ebony blackberry. And the apricot. My peach tree. Again, it gave me peaches, but they all fell and dropped and or they got rotten. See? But that's okay. I'm thinking, y'all tell me, what do y'all think? I'm thinking about putting this baby in the ground, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, so you see all of this on the ground? All of that's watermelon vine that I had to pull. That was through this whole walkway. And this is the last one that whatever's underground had got. So that's what that is. We got more bells doing really, really well. All right, this is the area right now where I am like still trying to figure out everything because one, I see my tomato fell over. So that needs to be staked up and pinned in. I need to come through here and give it a nice cut to clean up everything. This concerns me a little bit, but I'm going to say maybe it's just because it's hot outside. I'm going to say maybe it's hot, but the only reason why I'm questioning it because these are not folded over. And again, these are in the ground, and I'm hoping that something didn't get it. And something did get it. So that's what happened to that. So that's okay. I need to just come in here and clean up because it actually was a cute cantaloupe on there. But that's okay. I just need to get in here and clean up more because I feel like if I can clean up more, then I can really figure out what's all going on in here. But we still got tomatoes growing. We got the get stuffed tomatoes. And look, it fell over from the wind, so I'm gonna pin that back up. Yeah, I need to pin that up. Got peppers, comfrey. Let's turn over here. I got plenty of cantaloupe that's doing really, really well. Watermelon patch, strawberry patch. Bees are still out. Got a cantaloupe there, a cantaloupe there, cantaloupe there, and a whole lot of other baby cantaloupes all throughout. I got some aphids right here, or some babies that's not gonna make it because we don't want them to make it. All right, my marigold. We got my brown jalapenos. Isn't that gorgeous, y'all? Look at them. They're starting to turn brown. They're starting to turn brown. They're so pretty. And then that one is regular bell peppers. This one is a regular pepper. Regular bell peppers. It's another big one over there. Hold on. I'm trying to get it and not get stung in my face by, look at that. Look at my corn, y'all. My corn is corning. Yes. Corn is doing its thing. And this is my, like my 4th batch of corn. I did get one good batch already, but I did have to plant a couple of different batches. This one I think may be my best if we can keep it going. This bed here is where I first discovered something is digging and eating, and I look like I see a hole from right here. Can y'all see that? That look like a hole right over there, like something been already messing with this area again. And then I got my comfrey, which is what I make my salves, and I feed this also to the chickens. This was an experiment that I think did very, very well. This is again the dewberry squash. Look at that, y'all. So I had it going up here, and then I figured I'll let it run across the fence. And so far, it's doing really, really well. It's doing really, really well so far. I see that one in there? Yes. So I figured this would be strong enough to hold it and do well. I actually have beans in there, but I don't know if it's going to make it up and fight with this or not, but we'll see. And here I have my collards. I don't know if you can see that, but I don't want any bugs. But let you look at it like that. But I don't want no bugs getting in there, so I keep that covered. We have our carrots over here. Carrots, just a couple. And the artesian tomatoes. Now, funny thing is, these don't look all blight or disease like the other ones did when they first started. And like I said, they got a couple of little bad leaves, but not nearly as much as the other ones did. So I'm hoping that this batch is a good batch, because it did give me a whole bunch of tomatoes. The problem was they were splitting, or they just weren't doing good. And then another pepper right here, doing well. My banana, this is my cowhorn peppers. These things get so large. Look at these. Let me pull one. Look at that, y'all. Look at that, y'all. And these are so prolific. These are, and I have 2 of these. I have this one right here and this one right here. And yes, both of them. And this one is in a pot. And look, still nice sized peppers. Nice sized peppers. Very nice sized peppers. This is my, oh, okay. So this one was, I didn't know pepper, but now that they're growing, it looks like more cayenne long. Now the funny part is, I planted so many freaking cayenne longs, and none of them came up. But when they did, I got so many. But I'm cool with that, because I'm going to be giving it to the chickens. Look, y'all. See what I was talking about? How it's split. Look at these tomatoes. This is another, this is the good stuff. This is the good stuff tomatoes. They get pretty nice. And this is more watermelon. Just running crazy. Watermelon. I got a watermelon right over there. I still got some, I got a watermelon right in there. I still got collards, but they're starting to get really, really infested. I'm just gonna give it to the chickens. But again, this is pretty much gonna be all cantaloupe going straight up. I think that's gonna be so pretty. So when I do the garden, I also like for it to be pretty to look at just as well. So I try to come up with different things that I think about to make it look pretty. That's still young. It could stay. Okay, we're walking. This is my stevia. Now, I've been trying to propagate the stevia, and I have not done well. If anyone knows how to propagate the stevia, y'all let me know in the chat, because I would love to get a couple more of these and have like a big bush so I can make my own sugars. My basil doing really well. More peppers. I still got some onions that I had planted later in the season. We got bell peppers, more tomatoes, more onions, more strawberries. Okay, so we're about to go under the cucumber lane, and we need to get some of these cucumbers. And I got a banana nut, no, a butternut. I don't know why every time I say banana nut, but come on. Look at that, y'all. I got to harvest all of these cucumbers. Here go my butternut squash. It's not ready, but there it is. The plant right here. Everything else died out. That is my last one. Then I'll be done. But listen, y'all, I gotta get these. So I'm gonna sit y'all down for 2 seconds, and I'm going to try to go ahead and get those. So let me see if I can manage that with y'all. Let's see. Here we go. And y'all know I'm short. So. And they got the spikies on them. Little spikies on it. Y'all see that? Look how big that is. It has the little spiky things on it. I just brush it like this and they come off, because they can't stick you. Ooh. My little apron, y'all, is getting heavy. Y'all gotta see it's getting heavy. Okay. Okay, I think I got enough of that. Now let's go ahead in the greenhouse. Oh wait, never mind. I gotta harvest some of these beans. The aphids and the ants been on my beans like crazy. So we're gonna go in the greenhouse and I'm gonna show you how the other one fell, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and just pull it out, because one, I don't want to keep fighting with it, but two, I think it's just time to go ahead and clear it out and start prepping this area for some of the fall stuff. So come on. So this is the one I'm talking about. but it completely fell. But you know what? I might leave it. It looked like it healed. And it has like 3 zucchinis on it. Okay, I changed my mind. I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to leave it. It is very, very warm in here. So I have a couple of things. I have a couple of fans on solar in here, and I have a couple, and I have the big fan just as well. I have this right here. It's a lemon. It's a lemon watermelon growing on the floor. I have some basil. I have some bell peppers. I have tomato. And I have ginger growing in here. But I got cucumbers over here that I thought, look at this. What? Look at this, y'all. What in the world? So the crazy part is, I think when they get yellow, they're way older than they should have been pulled sooner. But funny part is, every time I pulled a cucumber from here so far, it's been yellow. It's been yellow, and I spend quite a bit of time in here, but for some reason they're always yellow when I finally see them. And I definitely need to do a cleanup in here, because these leaves look ashy, look real ashy. That's crazy. So okay, so not as much cleanup as I thought, which is great. The weather's been crazy, so I'm really ready for, I have a couple of seeds in here. I think I got purple broccoli in here. I got some of the collards out already. I have a couple of collards in here, but I think I'm about ready to start trying to clean up. If the areas are not doing what they need to do, going ahead and cleaning them up, so I can go ahead and start either prepping the beds for another harvest or prepping it to just let it rest. So until next time, please like, subscribe, and share. It looks like it might get some rain. Until next time, bye.